Welcome back, brothers and sisters. I am Braden. This is Langley Outdoors Academy, and thank you for stopping by. All right, guys, on this episode of the Bullet Points, we are going to dive into the reason of which Bullet Points was initiated. We've got to get behind the gun controllers, behind the media, because they are one and the same. And one consistent thread that we cover on this channel as we pass our blessings on to the next generation, they will consistently manipulate facts and present them as something bigger than they are. What we're going to cover in this article is something that I find hilarious. This is all about the gun rights candidates in the Senate, how they are surging, but they are trying to put a cloak of manipulation over what is happening. This is something please send out because this is hilarious. Everything is linked in the description box below, and I cannot wait to hear what you guys think about this one. I'm going to say a quick word from our sponsor, Kamikoto Knives, and then we're going to dive in. Again, you guys are going to love it, and I will see you on the other side. Now, the sponsor for this episode of Freedom is Kamikoto Knives. Now, of course, knives are a little outside of our realm, but every single 2A advocate needs to fuel their body, and to do that, you need the right tool in the kitchen, which is why I want to show you guys these things. These Kamikoto knives are legit. Right out of the box, check out not only the exquisite design and the nature, but look at the balance on that knife. I got a few things to tell you about them. I can't wait to hear what you guys think, and we're going to hit it in 1 second. The knives are made with a high-quality Japanese steel using traditional techniques. Each knife is individually inspected and comes with a lifetime guarantee. The knives come in a heavy-duty ash wood box, which makes them a great present. The knives are used by Michelin star chefs all over the world, so why shouldn't they fuel your freedom in your kitchen? Now, Kamikoto has several special offers going on right now and is offering my viewers an extra $50 off on any purchase with the discount code Langley. On top of their special offers, go to kamikoto.com/Langley to get your knife set and help support our channel. Alright, so as I hit in the intro, there is always manipulation going specifically from the media towards the gun control or just the left-leaning narratives. What we're going to cover right now is not only what they are projecting as truth, it is an overt manipulation. Look at H.R. 8 and H.R. 1446, H.R. 1808, all the gun control bills that we've passed, or not we've, that they've passed and they've had momentum and pushes for in the media and the gun control politicians. They've all done the exact same pattern. Present it as bigger than it is, and then as it fades off, start to change their rhetoric slowly, and then basically ease into blaming Republicans even though they have no power. This is phenomenal. Check this out. This is an excellent example. Democrats hold slim leads over GOP rivals in key Senate races in Pennsylvania, Georgia, and Arizona, new poll shows. Oh, the new poll shows that. Now keep in mind, all of these races are all gun rights candidates versus gun control candidates. There is no distinction more clear. Far gun control, solid gun rights. That's what's happening. Check this out, because this came out yesterday. The elections that will likely determine control of the Senate appear tight in the final days before the November midterm elections, according to a New York Times and Siena College poll of 4 key races released Monday. Well, it must be close then, because it's a New York Times poll. The survey shows Democrats hold slim leads over the Republican opponents in Senate races in Arizona, Pennsylvania, and Georgia, while 2 competitors in Nevada are locked in a dead heat. Former President Donald Trump has endorsed the Republican nominees in all 4 races. So right now, if you're reading the headline, you're reading these points I'm bringing to you, it sounds like this is a neck-and-neck race, doesn't it? According to the New York Times Siena poll, look at what they're doing state by state. Check this out. The most promising result for Democrats in the new poll came in Arizona, while respondents gave incumbent Senate Mark Kelly a 6-point advantage lead, 51-45 over Republican Blake Masters. Oh, okay. Well, let's look at the aggregate of all the polls. Would you look at that? The New York Times Siena poll, of which CNBC is covering, is dramatically overestimating the impact of all the other polls by 4 points at the most minimum. Now, this is important, and it's an outlier. You go, well, that's kind of weird. Let's look at the other races, of which the CNBC article is saying it's neck and neck. In Pennsylvania, Democratic Lieutenant Governor John Fetterman held a lead of similar size over Dr. Mehmet Oz, 49-45. But the survey of 620 likely Pennsylvania voters was conducted largely before the 2 candidates met for the debate, in which Fetterman, who is recovering from a life-threatening stroke, struggled to articulate his thoughts. Yeah. Well, now let's look at what's happening in Pennsylvania again, an aggregate of the polls, not just the one poll they're referencing. Look at that. Again, the New York Times and Siena poll referenced in this article is overestimating the Democratic support for a candidate. So now we've got Arizona +6, which is 3 to 4 points bigger than any other polling. And then you've got Pennsylvania, which is showing 3 points or more compared to all the other polls. Weird. That's 2 cases in point. Let's continue. I got 2 more states for you. Wait till you see this one. Georgia, the battleground key to Biden's 2020 win over Trump and Democrats. Takeover of the Senate now hosts a competitive race between Democratic Senator Raphael Warnock and Republican Herschel Walker. The latest poll shows Warnock leading Walker by just 3 points. Interesting. Let's look at all of them. Wow! New York Times is showing Warnock +3, but every other single poll is showing Walker at a minimum of +1 or a tie. It's almost like the New York Times Siena poll is a puff poll to boost all of the numbers and the averages, and then give something for CNBC to say, there's hope, Democrats, even though every other poll is showing dramatically different results. You got to look at the entire aggregate because they be lying. Now, let's look at Nevada, that neck and neck race. Check this out. In Nevada, meanwhile, incumbent Senate Catherine Cortez Masto is trying to fend off a challenge for Republican political scion and former state attorney general Adam Laxalt. The Times Siena poll shows the 2 candidates tied 47% at the race. Well, let's look at the aggregate of polls again. Weird. New York Times Siena poll has it as a tie. There's 4 others that have Laxalt winning, and then there's 2 others that have Masto winning. The entire premise of this article is based on the idea to drum up support and momentum and give Democrats who are reading this article some hope because they are manipulating these results. If you look at the one poll of which they wrote the entire article about, it dramatically overestimates Democratic support for their candidates in every single one of these 4 states. They're afraid of you. They're afraid of the gun rights candidates. They're afraid of what's going to happen when the midterms come rolling through. Make sure you get out there and vote, and I will see you on the next episode. I'm Braden. See you later.